Gilberta has landed as the latest rate-up character in Arknights Endfield headhunting, and she's a powerful support that does a lot of unique things in the game currently. Today's video is going to run you through how her kit works, the best items to be gearing her up with, and talk about why I think she is an excellent addition to most Endfield accounts. To start, one of the key things Gilberta does that no other character in the game quite does the same currently is grouping enemies. Her battle skill pulls everyone in at the location of her vortex, locking them in place and grouping them up so they are easy targets for other AoE damage. She also applies this nature infliction at the very end of it, which works well with a variety of other characters, allowing them to send that AoE hit in and hit all of them for massive damage. And then those hits in turn trigger her combo skill, allowing you to lock these same units in place for even longer, lifting them up off the ground and allowing them to take sustained damage and bigger hits from other AoE that you can launch their way in the meantime in between time. The grouping Gilberta offers with her battle skill plays into a second part of her kit, which is her ultimate ability. Her ultimate increases the arts damage that you're going to be dealing with all of the characters on your team. But a key part of this ultimate is that it only applies to the specific location on the field where it's deployed. So it's very important that you keep the enemies inside of the grouping that she's creating so you can benefit from the extra damage that she's providing. It also, again, applies this nature affliction and dealing some personal damage herself, allowing it to combo with a variety of other operators in the game to apply their big bursts of damage that she's going to be making even larger. Before we dive into gearing specific and team compositions for Gilberta, I just want to say that I think she's an excellent addition to most Arknight Enfield's accounts, and that's the reason why she was the first limited time character that I pulled for and obtained on my own. Something that tends to be true in RPGs like this is the best DPS character is whatever the most recent one to release is, and the next best one is going to be the one that releases after that. Meaning you're always going to be kind of chasing your tail if you want the best of the best when it comes to damage dealers, and support characters like Gilberta not only tend to be flexible going in a variety of teams, but they tend to stay relevant longer and not get power crept out of the game as readily. Gilberta's kit is incredibly flexible in what it does, with grouping being relevant in any teams that want to be dealing AoE damage, and the fact that she applies nature affliction and then her combo skill happens when any arts reaction is applied means she can be good inside of any non-physical team, triggering this as a 1-2 punch. Her ultimate is her biggest amount of damage addition to a team, though. She's applying arts susceptibility, meaning any character on your team that's dealing arts based damage, as many of these big flashy ultimates do from the non-physical characters, are going to hit even harder on any units that are inside of the area of effect that her ultimate is putting down, like we just saw. In addition to grouping and damage boosting, Gilberta also provides a couple of other support abilities, the most important of which is extra ultimate gain efficiency for all allied guards, casters, and supporters on the team by 7% when you unlock the skill node. And the second is a fairly nominal amount of healing whenever you group 2 or more enemies together with her battle skill or combo skill. Now, I say the healing here is nominal because, to give you context, it only heals 108 plus 0.9 times your intellect. My Gilberta currently has a little bit less than 300 intellect, and while she's not fully built at this point, this means that she's effectively only healing around 300 HP in total every time this happens, and your characters tend to have somewhere between 5 and 6,000 HP. So while she's occasionally going to be giving you a little bit of a boost back, she's not going to be bringing you back from the brink if you're missing your dodges and taking massive amounts of damage. When it comes to weapons, there's 2 standout 6-star options for Gilberta. The first of these is more accessible. The Opus Etch figure comes from the Battle Pass. It has her key stat in Will and upgrades her personal damage with its second ability, while the third not only gives her a flat attack boost to again increase her personal damage, but also helps you give a boost to all other arts dealing characters on your team every time you apply nature affliction with her skills, depending on how many people you're hitting with them. Gilberta's signature weapon, the Delivery Guaranteed, again gives her her key stat as well as some personal nature damage and bonus damage to the team, albeit this one only triggers explicitly off her combo skill when you're lifting enemies up, with the bonus increasing based on the number that you're hitting. The key big difference between Delivery Guaranteed and the Battle Pass option, however, is the fact that Delivery Guaranteed gives you ultimate gain efficiency increase, allowing you to use her alt that gives you boost arts damage on your team more frequently to support your other damage dealers. The last weapon worth considering on Gilberta is the Manane. This weapon is only a 5-star, so it's a little bit more accessible, and notably, it also provides ultimate gain efficiency. So if you're looking to have your Gilberta ult as often as possible without having to invest in her Arsenal Exchange signature weapon, this is probably the best choice for doing so, as it still keys off of her main stat in Will and gives her additional arts intensity on the third ability. When it comes to picking your gold gear for Gilberta, I would wager there's one of two possible directions you want to be focused in. The first is this particular loadout, which I would wager will likely be her more popular, focused around the Eternal Zeronite set. While the set bonus on this is mostly negligible, the key thing all three of these pieces do is provide you with extra ultimate gain efficiency, and then we play the Bone Crusher chest piece to give us additional on that as well, to give us a whopping 82.1% additional ultimate energy gain, even before we start doing refinements on these to push that further with extra investment. Another potential direction to pursue with Gilberta's gear is maximizing her personal damage while she provides some support for your team. We can do this with the 3-piece MI security set, which, in addition to giving her a little bit of crit rate, increases her nature damage dealt by a pretty considerable amount, especially when we mix in the pair of hot work gloves. Also, these set pieces also line up with her key and secondary abilities a bit more, giving you lots more will and intellect, increasing her overall total attack, letting her get more damage output that way as well. As I mentioned at the start of this video, I think the variety of teams and characters in this game that benefit from what Gilberta offers are many, so don't view these 3 recommendations here as the end-all be-all. They're just samples as a place to start from. The first of these is the one that I've seen the most talked about and one that I'm building towards on my personal account, the Lightning team. In particular, not only does this team benefit from the arts intensity increase for damage, but they also really like the grouping, since the main DPS in this composition pulls their lightning lances back through a point, and grouping up all the enemies to that point means that they're all going to take a massive amount of damage. Looking ahead to the next limited time rate up, Yvonne is going to be coming, and she's a character that explicitly benefits from other cryo and nature characters on the team, so Gilberta will be an excellent organic slot in there as well. And last but certainly not least, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the benefits that Gilberta can potentially provide to some of my favorite physical lads as well. While obviously characters like Lefang and Progranchik are not going to benefit from increased arts intensity with their physical damage, they deal some massive AoE damage with their hits, and Gilberta grouping things up is going to appreciate that as well. Thanks for making it all the way through to the end of today's video. If it was helpful to you, I would love to hear why in the comments down below. If there's something you think I could do better or a key part that I left out, I would love that feedback as well, so I can make these videos as helpful as they can be. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland, and this is the Hoaglandia Endfield channel. I have been fortunate enough to call making content on the internet my full-time job for almost a decade now, always focusing on strategy games, and this RPG has so much strategy that goes into the character building and team composition in it, like we talked about here with Gilberta. If you want to keep up with all things Arknights Endfield, make sure you subscribe to the channel and come back again in the future for character build guides like this one, as well as lots of things like blueprints, game news updates, and all sorts of other information. Remember to spend responsibly if you're going to be pulling for Gilberta. I hope your pulls are excellent, and hopefully we'll see you back again real soon, either for another video like this or a live stream in the future.